Okay, this is a quick video on calcineurin, IL-2, and T cell activation. So I'm just going to go over this general pathway first and this mechanism, and then I'm going to go into the drugs that we use to inhibit this pathway. So an APC, or antigen-presenting cell, has an MCH2 receptor. This receptor carries the antigen, in this case, just this green bubble. This stimulation and presentation of the antigen then activates the T cell receptor. The T cell receptor sees this antigen, it's activated, and then tells calcineurin, okay, you need to turn on. Calcineurin is a protein phosphatase, and specifically, it takes the phosphate group off of a transcription factor known as NFAT. NFAT then, once it's activated, so once the phosphate group is removed, diffuses into the nucleus, where it attaches to the DNA of where IL-2 is transcribed. And I included this here. It does similar actions to NF-kappa B, which is the target for steroids commonly. But what we care about here is the IL-2, because IL-2, if you remember the acronym or mnemonic, hot T-bone steak, IL-2 stimulates the growth and proliferation of T cells. And the important thing to note about IL-2 is that it can come either from within the cell, for kind of like a self-feeding machine, or it can come from outside the cell. Regardless, it involves the IL-2 receptor. The IL-2 receptor, when it's activated, stimulates mTOR. mTOR is a transcription factor that generally increases the cell growth and proliferation, and then in this case, T cells. So, pharmacological agents that we care about here is tacrolimus and cyclosporin for calcineurin. Both of these agents would decrease the amount of calcineurin activation, therefore decreasing NFAT activation, and thereby decreasing the amount of IL-2 produced. A little bit upstream of this pathway, we could also decrease the amount of mTOR, and this is done with sirolimus. I highlighted the S here, just to denote that there's a difference. Tacrolimus and sirolimus, they sound the same, but they involve two distinct mechanisms within this T cell activation pathway. And just to review, mTOR is a general proliferation factor, a growth factor, that increases the transcription of many different genes within the T cell, so this is why it's denoted as just a green plus within the nucleus. So just to recap, we have tacrolimus and cyclosporin. Both of these drugs inhibit calcineurin, and we have sirolimus, which inhibits mTOR activation.